Ring Out Podcast. I go by the name of Papo Jr. We back with another one, man. Everything wrong with WWF 1997. Shout out to Stunned by Wrestling. My God. I went overboard with the air horn, but I did 94, 95, and 96. Y'all can check those out at the end or before this one. He did 93. I didn't check that out. Y'all can check it out on your own. Check out his channel, man. He got good content. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna waste your time, bro. Good to be back. How many times I've said that already? Whatever, bro. But I'm here. Let's get it, cuz. Stone Cold! Stone Cold!
1997. Steve Austin's running his mouth. The undercard's full of gimmicks that nobody cares about, and Vince McMahon is about to hit the panic button.
I'm gonna get spoiled here, but it is what it is because I'm still on 96 when I'm watching the Monday Night Wars, man. I still didn't get to SummerSlam. I just passed WCW Clash of Champions 33. And yeah, man, that's where I'm at right now. So this, I might be spoiled, but I might forget by the time I get there anyway. So it is what it is.
The WWF is still a train wreck.
And I'm not surprised of the Montreal screw job and all that shit.
Be heading somewhere good. The Royal Rumble drew a massive crowd of 60,000 fans in San Antonio, but a lot of the tickets were given away for free. The fans were pretty quiet for the most part, and the card didn't exactly help. Goldust versus Triple H and Ahmed Johnson versus Farouk fell flat, and the Lucha match got
We're still doing this? Hold on. Well, that too, but
versus Farouk fell flat, and the Lucha.
This has been going on for a year now. These two are feuding right now, but Farouk is not from the Nation of Domination. Farouk is wearing some Galactical shit. Dude looked fucking stupid, man. Like, wow, they're still going at it. For nothing. I see no title belts, nothing. Just black on black crime, man. Damn, Vince. This such good shit, pal. Shut the fuck up.
Match got the coldest reaction of all. They brought in Mexican talent to appeal to local fans in Texas, but nobody seemed to know who they were. The Rumble match itself was a letdown for the 5th year in a row. It was slow and it was lacking in star power. The final stretch featured Austin, Brett, The Undertaker and Vader, and somehow fake Diesel was still hanging around.
Oh gosh.
Austin was the one standout as he eliminated 10 men before getting thrown out by Brett. But in classic fashion, he raised hell by sliding back in, throwing out Brett and winning the damn thing. It turned out that the referee had missed him being eliminated, and so he was declared the winner. Screwy finishes like this would become far more frequent as the company found it.
Is this the start of their feud? Because from what I've heard so many times, the beginning of the Attitude Era was Stone Cold versus Bret Hart SummerSlam submission match. I saw that match, but years ago I saw that match. That was a great fucking match, man. Probably over 10 years ago I saw that match on the WWE Network. Fucking A.
Its new attitude. In the main event, Shawn beat Sid for the WWF title in front of his hometown crowd, but the crowd's reaction was surprisingly mixed, and his reign as champion barely lasted 3 weeks. On Raw, he limped down to the ring and claimed that he had a knee injury and was emotionally burned out.
Shit. I think after this, he lost his smile. When did he come back?
The whole segment was pathetic and came across as melodramatic and insincere.
98?
1997 was the year that Michaels hit his peak of being a total prick backstage, and now it was bleeding over onto the screen. He was supposed to face Brett at WrestleMania, but now that was off the table. Brett believed that Shawn dropped the title to avoid having to lose to him, which was incredibly selfish if it was true, at a time when the company needed all of its top stars on hand. Thanks to HBK, they had no champion and no WrestleMania main event, just a month away from the show. In Your House Final 4 was a forgettable pay-per-view, even with Triple H versus The Rock on the undercard and the debut of China. but the main event more than delivered. It was intense and bloody, and unlike anything the WWF had ever done before, this was revolutionary. After years of dull, new generation title matches, Bret ended up winning the belt at the end of this incredible fight, and then he lost it the very next night to Sid. These fast throwaway title changes became an Attitude Era trademark and one of its worst habits. WrestleMania 13 is remembered for one thing: the Hitman versus Stone Cold.
Oh, it was
a brutal
WrestleMania. It was the
submission match
SummerSlam.
that
Okay.
saw Austin pass out to the pool of blood.
Was
and
this the
Bret
submission match,
finally
though?
turning heel. It was the best match of the year, and nothing else at WrestleMania got anywhere near it. The main event.
Or am I,
saw the
or am I assuming there was a submission match? Because I remember watching that match. I just got the shows mixed up. WrestleMania, SummerSlam, two big ass shows. Either way, man, I saw that match. That match was fucking great.
Undertaker beating Sid in a pretty bad match, and the title changed hands yet again, with the Dead Man walking out as the champion. In March, Raw hit a low point. It was a taped show from Germany, and it looked incredibly low grade. It actually looked dark and dingy on the screen.
Man.
The rating for the show was a 1.9, while Nitro scored a 3.4. That means that nearly 1.5 million more homes were watching Nitro than Raw that night. This was a wake-up call for Vince. It was clear at this point that WCW
NWO
was going to engulf
crazy.
them, and so he finally
Honky-tonk.
started making serious changes. Raw got a full makeover.
That's your answer?
A giant stage, huge pyro every week, a
That
new
stage is-
theme, and a new name. Raw
That
is
stage
War,
is-
which was
That stage gives me gritty, dark, chaos, war. That type of stage, that Titantron, bro. Oh man. It's like we're about to get a fucking show. And then the pyros go. We don't get the pyros like that anymore, bro. When the pyros used to go crazy every fucking start of the show, you had the two fucking pyros from the middle on the top of the fucking ring. That shit on top of the fucking ring in the middle and the hanging in the ceiling. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. That little screen. That pyro would just shoot missiles straight to the stage, bro. And everything just exploded. It looked like crazy. It looked like warfare, bro. That shit was dope. Got you excited for the start of the show. Can't wait. Nowadays, you got these fucking people. We watching these walking in. This ain't professional, bro. Well, it is professional wrestling, but this ain't fucking MLB, NBA, NFL, bro. Stop it, bro. Y'all trying so hard to look cool. Y'all look so phony, man. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Dumb intros, just watching them, they could come into the ring. Oh, look who's here. Oh, look who gives a fuck? Give me surprises, bro. Like, where the surprises at? Bro, I don't want to know that this person's here. Let them just come out when the show starts. That's just me. I grew up like that. Pyro warfare, explode everywhere on Raw, SmackDown with the fist. The fucking just. I feel bad for this generation, man. And the next, and the next, and the next. We had it good back then, man.
pure marketing genius. But it came from a place of desperation.
Look at that. I don't
Vince
give a
later
fuck. That shit
admitted
looked cool.
that the company was in serious
Oh, that was
financial
97. That
trouble.
was what? 3
Another
at the
sign
time?
of Vince's desperation
3 years
was
old
the ECW invasion. The WWF had been losing to WCW for months, mostly due to the success of the NWO.
Okay, so
Vince
97.
recognised that the WWF needed to be more unpredictable, and ECW seemed like the
ECW?
perfect partner.
I thought that was earlier than that. I've seen clips with WWF and ECW. I thought that was earlier than that. I didn't know it was 97. I thought it was like 93 or 94 or some shit. I don't know. I don't know why I thought that. Maybe because of the clips that I've seen, I assume it was that old back then. I don't know. I don't know why I thought that. I could have sworn I saw. I don't know, man. But 97. Wow, okay.
Thanks to their reputation for chaos, ECW invaded Raw in
Well, maybe they
February,
did, but
but they did a
no, was
terrible
this?
job of explaining who they were.
Because it was all Jerry the King Lawler. Basically, it was all Jerry versus ECW. So that's what I thought. I thought it was like a long time ago. I ain't 7. I was wrong. I thought it was earlier.
Casual fans were baffled because they didn't know anything about ECW, and backstage, things weren't going much better. The WWF talent resented losing their airtime to a bunch of outsiders, and RVD ended up walking out over how ECW was being treated. The angle fizzled out with no payoff, leaving the fans even more confused. Reportedly, Vince even loaned ECW $1 million to help them stay afloat, which is a surprising amount for a man whose own company was allegedly about to go out of business. The ECW crossover proved that Vince knew that the WWF had to get edgier if it wanted to compete, but he hadn't yet worked out how to pull it off. And by July, it was clear that he'd been watching WCW because suddenly the Federation had a gang problem. In another attempt to copy the NWO, the WWF
Boricuas, Nation of Domination. When was the Ministry? When was that shit? I have no idea who that is.
was flooded with factions. Groups like Los Boricuas, DOA and the Nation of Domination were deeply uncool compared to Hogan's band of thugs over on the other
Ay, mi
channel.
madre.
One group that was entertaining was D-Generation X.
Oh, so I was right.
They
DX
were
in
funny and
97.
rebellious, but it also gave Shawn an outlet to bring his real-life bad attitude onto television. Shawn was back on the roster just 6 weeks after losing his smile.
I prefer that, bro. I prefer that. Like, there's sometimes you have to bring that real life into TV, bro, just for the sake of the fucking show, the product. You know? Shawn was going through it at that time. Oh, he lost his smile. He was hurt, and all that, whatever. That losing his smile shit, and then hearing backstage that he was a fucking asshole, and all that at that time. Vince said, fuck it. I mean, I don't know whose idea was it to do DX, but said, fuck it. Use that. Become an asshole prick and all that. You gotta change it up. If Hogan can change it up, so can you. Well, you were an asshole when you turn on this dude on what's his name? Marty Jannetty. So we need a new attitude. We need something different. Here you go. DX. Gotta use that real life like feeling inside. Like they could have used something with Karrion Kross because he has some real life emotions, real life like frustrations from what we seen from the WWE. Now he's not part of the company anymore. They got put in the alumni section. So I don't know. And he's doing these documentaries on his YouTube channel. Check his shit out, man. I haven't seen them yet. I heard they were great. But yeah, use some real life, depending on what it is. Try to use it on TV, man. I mean, they used to do it so many times. And I enjoy that because it brings some, relatability, of what happens around here in our neighborhoods, man. The shit that we see. You feel me? Bring it to TV, man. Stop with this polished, fake ass, formulaic television, right? Skippity bitty bitty. Fuck off with that shit, bro. Nobody care about that, man. We want to have fun. Like, what the fuck? You know what? You know where you at, bro? These wrestling fans, they're fucking blood sucking. And we want some attitude, man. I'm tired of this little kid shit. Too much talking. My bad, y'all.
And he was right back to pissing everyone off, including Bret. By mid-1997, the real-life tension between Bret and Shawn was spilling onto TV. In May, Shawn cut a promo implying Bret had been sleeping with Sonny, which led to a backstage fight where Bret took Shawn down and ripped out a clump of his hair. After that incident, Shawn told Vince that he didn't feel safe and handed in his resignation like a total diva. Of course, it didn't stick, and he was back on TV a few weeks later like nothing had happened. After all this drama with Sean, Brett's
What the fuck did Sean wanted that he was acting this? Bro, you have been given the championship so fucking many times. What more do you want? Huh? What more do you want? You know, like shit like that. Or maybe in real life too at that time. I don't know.
family and friends rallied around him
Nation, I mean,
backstage, and that started showing
what are they
itself on
called?
TV too.
The Heart Foundation.
Reformed, and the Canada versus USA feud became the best storyline of the entire year. Brett was a villain in the United States, but a hero in Canada and the rest of the world. It was
That
one
shit
of the
sounds fun,
smartest
bro.
storylines they've
I
done
never
in
seen
years,
this. I
but it
never
stood in stark
I never seen this side of Brett. And I heard Brett as a heel is fucking great.
contrast to the rest of the show, where there was still
Seen a
lot
few
of
here and there, but I
problems.
can't wait
At
to get there, man.
SummerSlam, Legion of Doom faced
And I know how Bret Hart is. He does not hold back. Bro. He'll let you know what's up. Like, he don't give a bro. He'll let you know what's up.
the Godwins, and yes, it was as boring as it sounds. The Godwins pig farmer gimmick dated back to the 1995 era, where every mid-carder had a day job. Most of those gimmicks were gone by this point, thank God, but somehow these two were still getting a push. They weren't entertaining, and they certainly weren't over with the fans. LOD had been back in the WWF for about 6 months, and when they first came back, they got a big pop from the crowd, but it didn't take long for the novelty to wear off. With no direction, they got stuck in an endless loop of matches that
Look at that beautiful flag up there. Y'all see that? I see that beautiful flag, man. I had to.
no one cared about. But they weren't even the worst thing
We
on
everywhere,
the
cuz.
SummerSlam card.
We
That
everywhere.
honour
We were
went to
Mad Life too.
Goldust versus Brian Pillman. On paper, two of the WWF's most unhinged characters should have worked, but it was a mess. The stipulation was, if Pillman lost, he had to wear a dress on TV for the next few weeks. This was Vince's idea of trying to make the
Oh,
product more edgy,
gosh.
but it probably caused more viewers to turn off than anything else. But the real
But he
story
likes
was
this
the
dumb
solid
shit. Only idiots like this dumb shit, bro. Idiots, no life virgins, bro, like this dumb shit. He's in a dress. Off, bro. The same people that like that fucking Bobby Lashley segment with the 3 sisters. I watched that shit live. That shit was embarrassing. Embarrassing, bro. You call yourself a wrestling fan, and that's the type of shit they fucking show. You show somebody, a casual, just walking, a friend of yours, or cousin of yours. Yo, come watch some wrestling with me. And you see Bobby Lashley with 3 fucking men just in dresses, bro. Trying to be Bobby Lashley. Get the fuck out of here. That's just embarrassing, bro. Oh, pro wrestling is stupid. No, nigga, you stupid, bro. And the booker's stupid. Y'all put stupid shit on, man. That could be funny and all that. It's cool, but it's just like y'all take it to a level. I'm like, this shit cringe and corny as hell, bro, and embarrassing.
death of the Goldust character. When he debuted in 1995,
You could
he
have
was
funny shit,
provocative and unsettling, but now they were starting
Men in a
to
dress,
run out
come
of
on, bro. That
ideas
shit
for
is
him.
stupid.
And by the end of the year, he was wearing bondage gear
What the
and being led to the ring on a leash. What began as one of the decade's most interesting gimmicks became a total
That
embarrassment.
dude Dustin, yeah,
In
you a
September,
freaky
the
ass.
WWF ran a
Yo.
UK
You a
exclusive
fan, you a fan,
pay-per-view
you a fan.
called One Night
He a fan,
Only,
he a fan, he a
headlined by the
fan.
British
Freaky ass
Bulldog
nigga.
versus Shawn Michaels for the European title. It was a homecoming for Davey Boy, who was very proud to have his sister Tracy sat at ringside. She was battling cancer at the time, and the match was dedicated to her. The original plan was for Davey to beat Shawn and retain the title.
Let grow that beard, man. You a whole different person, bro. You grow that beard, you're a whole baby face, clean shaven face, smiling. You a heel, you don't give a fuck. You look raggedy, shaggedy, and all that. Fucked up hair, let everything grow. Don't get no tape up, shape up, nothing, bro. No fade, nothing. I don't give a fucked world, bro.
But Shawn had other ideas. He used his influence to change the finish, so he was the winner.
And then you cleaned up just for the ladies. You gotta get cleaned up for the ladies, though. I'm still an asshole. I still don't give a fuck. But for the ladies, I'll clean up.
Davy Boy was married to Brett's sister Diane, and it's likely that he got the finish of the match changed just to piss Brett off.
I don't know I don't know what's with their obsession with this fucking this dude's wife always on TV.
After the match, the UK fans pelted the ring with trash and shouted expletives at Shawn as he went back up the ramp. Backstage, Davey was reportedly devastated, and his sister Tracy was in tears. She passed away just 14 months later. Around this time, Vince told Brett that he was running out of money and he couldn't afford his contract, and he advised him to sign with WCW instead. On the day of the Bad Blood pay-per-view in October, Brian Pillman was found dead in his hotel room. He was just 35 years old, and the cause was later revealed to be an undiagnosed heart condition. The pay-per-view went ahead as planned, and the next night on Raw, Vince interviewed Brian's wife Melanie.
Let me say this real quick. This dude Lexus King is nothing like his pops. He just got the looks. But the charisma, that shit ain't there, bro, at all. I'm like, this dude is one vanilla mofo, bro. He's such vanilla. He just got the looks. That's it. And the stupid designing beard shit. That's all he has. But he's doing better than he's doing better than when he was in AEW. He's better right now in NXT. So I'm happy for him. But compare him to his pops, that charisma ain't there, bro. Hell no. He tried? Nah.
Live on air, she was clearly uncomfortable as Vince kept on pushing drug-related questions. This was before the toxicology report came back and proved that his death had nothing to do with drugs, so this was a massive, incorrect assumption on his part. The segment was tasteless and pointless, but it showed Vince's desperation for ratings. One of 1997's big successes was the debut of Hell in a Cell. The match featured Kane's unforgettable debut.
No more Diesel.
Must have been thrilled to finally have a gimmick that actually worked. But for all of its brilliance, the match still didn't have a clean finish. Kane's interference handed Michaels the win, so he escaped without doing a clean job yet again. Screwy pay-per-view endings like this were about to become much more common in this new version of the WWF. Speaking of screwy finishes, Brett faced Shawn in the Survivor Series main event in Montreal. Brett was the champion, but he was on his way out to WCW. Vince had promised him that he could leave on his own terms, and he did have reasonable creative control in his contract too. But with WCW dominating, he was scared that Brett was going to show up on Nitro with his title. And so, when Shawn locked Brett in the sharpshooter, Vince called for the bell despite him not tapping out, and Triple H claimed that they had no idea that this was going to happen, which later proved to be a total lie. Brett punched Vince in the face, giving him a black eye, and the Hitman wasn't seen again in the company for 12 years. The next week on Raw, Vince appeared in an interview. His only message was that Brett screwed Brett. And just like that, the Mr. McMahon character was inadvertently born, the villain that would define the next few years. It was the clearest sign yet that the old WWF was gone,
wait to get there.
And now anything was fair game.
So this was late 97.
Generation X was the year's final pay-per-view, and it was trash.
Late 97.
The main event saw Shawn defending the title against Ken Shamrock, and once again it ended in disqualification. After 12
Shamrock
months
was
of
there in
betrayal
97.
and exploitation, there was no denying it. The Attitude Era had officially begun.
Woo! Great video by Stunned by Wrestling, y'all. Yo, you made it this far in the video. Appreciate you so much. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Join your boy, man. I do watch along PLEs, Friday night SmackDowns, all that good stuff, man. We here, we chilling, we vibe. I always interact with y'all, man. I always interact. Have good conversations, cold drink, that. 1997. I'm gonna forget all about this once I get to there. I'm still in 1996, so it is what it is. But I wanted to do this for the content, and also like maybe there were some things that I never knew about. What was it was the ECW shit. I didn't know it was 97. I thought it was earlier than that. Probably like around maybe 95 or but he didn't speak about it when I did 95. So maybe 93 or I don't know. So I was wrong. That was new to me, you know? Made it this far into the video. Appreciate you so much. Hit the like, subscribe, and all that. Join your boy, Papo Jr. up in this. And see you next time, y'all.
Goodbye. Mwah, and good night, bang.
Peace, y'all.